All right, and we're
Ooh, into
getting
Champ Select.
into it. Right into Champ Select. Okay, now to introduce both of us. Today, you are joined by Coil and Marcus on the casting booth, I guess is what we can call
Yeah.
it. All right, so on our red side, currently we have Stand and Fight Gaming up in the top lane. You've got Skrilladilla in the jungle, Kaiki in the mid lane, Echoing Melody XX. ADC, I believe this is a new ADC for the team, Faint 9, and at support, you've got Oviraptor.
All right, and looking at blue team on the side of Aaron and the boys with the best icon ever. Should immediately put them in the first place, just that icon alone. We got Kiwi Slap top lane, Papa Funkasaurus in the jungle, Vicro, who was previously their support player, now in the mid lane, Adjustment at AD carry, and Tolerable playing support.
Okay, and getting into draft phase here, we've got some pretty standard bans so far. See the Morgana banned a lot inside of this league. Also see the Silas going away, Aatrox being banned away, and Nocturne being banned away. All of these are pretty standard bans. I don't see anything really standing out to me as an out there ban. Hecarim getting banned is the last ban of first phase. So these are all just pretty strong bans in general. Getting a few of those flex picks out of there. Just making sure that there's no powerful champions coming out in the first round of the draft.
Do have blue side priority here for Aaron and the boys. They're hovering the Nidalee.
And the Nautilus lock-in is very good. I do enjoy this as a first pick. This can be flexed in two different lanes right now. It can be either played in your mid lane or it can be played in your support lane. Now, we all saw the difference that Nautilus can make inside of that bot lane. Let's see where this Nautilus might head going into the rest of this draft.
Nautilus, very strong champion, very prio. We see the Kaisa picked up on the side of Stand and Fight.
And Kaisa is picked up because they don't want to give over that really strong duo of Kaisa Nautilus, in my opinion. If you give them that duo, it's pretty much just asking for some disaster. Nautilus gives off those Kaisa passive really easy, makes it so that she can get onto your carries really, really easy. And Karthus being picked up, haven't seen this in a while. It's probably going to go in the jungle if I had to guess. Pretty solid pick. Just got nerfed though. We'll see how it plays out. I haven't seen it played in a while, so we'll see if Karthus jungle is still as strong as it used to be.
Karthus, one of those champions, always very annoying to play against just because of the amount of damage he can provide in a fight. Jarvan.
And the Jarvan being picked up, looking to get that early game going with the jungler. I believe that's going to be jungle. I'm not too sure at this moment. But then we've got the Gangplank, which means that confirms that Jarvan is going into the jungle. Gangplank is a really good scaling pick. Works well with the Nautilus, works well with the Jarvan. Seems like they're going to have a pretty strong team fight so far.
Right, and we see the Jarvan for the early aggression. Definitely going to be able to out-gank or out-pressure this Karthus early. Although Karthus does scale really well and do a lot of damage in the middle late game. Gangplank also looking to kind of scale up and sit back. Oh,
and the
baby,
Yasuo,
now that's a pick!
And the Yasuo is picked up on the red side. It seems like we want to get this solo lane going. We don't know exactly where this is going to go, but I would not be surprised to see this maybe head into that top lane, even though GP is kind of a bad matchup for Yasuo. We'll see how that plays out. Looking at the second phase of bans, they're going to ban out Jinx. Pretty quality ban. Just want to make sure that Kaisa doesn't get outscaled and make sure that she can win these team fights.
Wanted to touch on when the Karthus actually got picked up is Karthus, because he's one of those champions that mainly provides a lot of damage for your team, and that being the AP damage in this case, that's hard to dodge with the ultimate. And then when you go into fights, you have the Defile hitting 4 or 5 people at the same time. He provides a lot of AP damage already, and so does Kaisa with her Plasma passive. So they can go for stuff like a Yasuo, mid lane, or like a double AD mid and top if they wanted to this game.
Absolutely. And Kaisa and Karthus right now are going to be most of your AP damage. We do see the Ornn band away, which means that this Yasuo, they're maybe thinking this is going to go into the mid lane. I wouldn't doubt it. Like I said, GP isn't the greatest matchup. Ezreal being banned away, just targeting adjustment at this moment. Very good player to actually target. Adjustment's a very good ADC.
Yeah, I've had many games against adjustment. See, he has very good micro play, good positioning, solid AD carry for sure.
Absolutely. Both of these teams sitting in the middle of our pack right now. Stand and Fight specifically, I believe was ranked higher on our power rankings, but believe this game is going to be very good. Both of these teams really good at team fighting, really good at scaling. So we'll see if they get into these major fights, who comes out on top, which I believe right now, if I look at team comps, I'm thinking that the blue side's going to come out on top, but we have to see how the rest of the draft goes.
Right.
And technically, now this is not a blind pick. This isn't a blind pick. This is in the GP. Decent enough. I think that GP can get out of this combo pretty well, but don't expect GP to win that lane. Renekton definitely spikes up a little bit harder than that GP. Expect GP to either go Klepto or Grasp into this matchup. Not going to look to go greedy. And Sivir looking to get picked up. Very good answer into the Kaisa. Kaisa usually can't get the same type of damage as she wants onto the Sivir. Can't poke with that W because Sivir just eats that up.
I'm really excited to see if maybe not the Orianna coming out from Vicro. Nico hovered here.
Lissandra being hovered might get locked in. And Lissandra is locked in. Now, if you're looking at the side of the blue side, since they do have their full team comp right now, you're looking at complete team fight. There is no doubt about it. They are looking to get their team fight going. They're looking to put Gangplank maybe in that side lane so that he can try to split push. I don't think that he can match Yasuo if Yasuo comes online, but they are looking to win these team fights. They are looking to get GP into there and expect this Lissandra. And it looks like we have a Leona pick for our last pick. Pretty good pick. I wasn't expecting them to go last pick support, but they decide to. Looks like it's going to go with the Kaisa in the bot lane, like I said. So, Leona, another champion that can stack up those Kaisa stacks. Both of these teams really have good team fighting team comps. I think that the red side definitely wants to go into the 1-3-1 though. You've got no knockups for Yasuo, so he'll have to be self-dependent upon those tornadoes. How do you think this game is going to go? What's your prediction for this game, Marcus?
I think personally the blue team here, Aaron and the boys, I think their team comp is significantly better. In that they have strong team fight, but they don't lack, and they have really good wave clear with Gangplank and Sivir, and even Lissandra provides some wave clear. They have good pick potential with Lissandra and Nautilus. They have good engage with Jarvan, Sivir, and Nautilus. They still have good 1-3-1 with Lissandra and Gangplank. So overall, I think the team is just more well-rounded. While it's not like it's kind of good at everything. It's really good at team fighting, I think, and decent at the 1-3-1. Whereas when I look at red team comps here, Standard Fight Gaming, they want to go to this 1-3-1 kind of comp with Yasuo Renekton in the side lane. Maybe Renekton can get an early lead onto this Gangplank and transition that into his mid and bot. But and while they do have a really strong team fight because they have a lot of damage coming out from the Karthus, they have good dive from the Renekton to go on to the backline of the Sivir and even to tear up this Gangplank. Kaisa definitely going to be able to do push out a lot of damage in the middle late game, but I think their engage is not as strong. I think Renekton falls off really hard into the later game, and it's really going to be up to, I think, the early game for Stand and Fight needs to be a lot stronger. While yes, they do scale, they scale really well. Both of these team comps scale really well. I think because the Renekton pick is so volatile, they'll need to look to get an earlier lead. But it could go either way this game.
Absolutely. And, looking at these teams, the thing that is going to be kind of weird for the stand and fight team is that they aren't going to be expecting to get these ganks very much. Now, Karthus can gank. He's definitely got a good slow with his W, but I don't think that Karthus is going to be able to outgank this Jarvan. This Jarvan's going to look to make a difference inside of his solo lanes. The problem with the thing with stand and fight gaming's team comp right now is that it is very feast or it's very famine. If your Yasuo doesn't pop off, if your Renekton doesn't pop off, they're going to get outscaled. Lysandra, even though she gets outscaled by Yasuo technically, she's still way more useful in team fights in this team comp. So I'm expecting to see them try to get these solo lanes ahead, but with Karthus being in the jungle, I don't see it happening because Gangplank has his W, has his oranges, Lysandra has his E or her E. It's going to be hard for this team to get in there. And even Sivir with her spell shield, it's going to be super hard to snowball any of these lanes. So I'm excited to see how Stand and Fight decide to pull this off.
Yeah, I mean, I think it really is up to them hitting on this early game hard. I mean, yeah, if their players can get going, they do have Karthus, one of those champions that kind of only provides damage. I think if he gets ahead, it's going to be disastrous.
Mm-hmm.
And if the Kai'Sa and the Yasuo can pop off, the Renekton can pop off, things can look up to them. But I think standalone, just looking at these two team comps in theory, I think we're going to have to give it to Aaron and the boys for this game.
And my prediction is going to go exactly the same. We talk about Karthus being a scaling pick, but with the current Runic Echoes, that power spike comes in just a little bit earlier. We might see it come in a little bit earlier for that Karthus. Maybe look to get more damage, more ganks off. We don't know. I haven't seen Karthus this patch, so we'll see how it goes in the jungle.
One thing I do want to say about the Yasuo-Lysandra matchup, I mean, Lysandra is really good at equalizing the lane with this Yasuo. I mean, Lysandra is a very safe champion, has a lot of disengage, a lot of CC, good gank potential, like a good gank setup. So generally speaking, it's difficult for the Yasuo player in this matchup to get ahead.
Absolutely. Yasuo, if he does try to E onto this Lysandra, if he tries to make plays happen, he's just going to get W'd, and Lysandra's going to get away immediately. She can actually win trades with that W. So expect to see this Lysandra maybe take Corrupting Pot and auto this Yasuo down a little bit, maybe try to burn his health away. But I'm expecting to see this matchup be our highlight matchup of the day, or of this game, because obviously it's Yasuo. Okay.
All right, loading up into the rift here.
All right, very beautiful. We've got both of our team comms here. We'll see what they're going to decide to do. Might see a blue side invade here because they do have that Nautilus and that Lysandra, actually. So this could be a pretty good invade. We'll just see who they can get on 5 point coming out of the red side. Kai'Sa's going to spot them get into this brush. And they do ward. They don't have any sweepers to clear out that ward, so they're not going to get any gold from that. A few little emotes for us here on the chat. I love the penguin emote. Looks like Karthus is pushed up a little bit. Going to get a ward onto that blue buff. Renekton doing a little dance for us up in the top lane. Okay. So fairly standard. Looked for the invade at first. Didn't find it. Want to make sure that they can get back to where they need to be. And Jarvan is going to be starting on this red side. Expect Jarvan to be on this red side a lot. If you don't know anything about jungling right now, or if you want to know a little bit about jungling, Krugs are extremely important right now because of how much they level you up. Junglers are currently struggling with keeping up with laners as far as keeping in level, and Krugs offers a little bit more to that leveling process.
All right. Everything's standard, it looks like, for item builds and runes for now.
Looks like Karthus smites that blue buff, or well, he didn't smite it. I thought he did. Okay, so pretty standard. Looks like the waves are just going to be in the ways that they should be. Renekton looking to get a little bit of a trade down in the top lane. Probably not going to get much out of it.
Gangplank does have the grasp, so he's going to look for more safer lane phase into this Renekton.
Nautilus gets a slight little hook up on there. It looks like he's just going to get a quick trade and out. It looks like Nautilus is going to go onto this Leona, looking to take advantage of it. Level 2. Not going to get too much out of it, actually. GP gets another graph stack. Just going to look to trade off onto this Renekton a little bit. Okay, Renekton going to look to just get a little bit of a trade with that E and that Q. He's going to call the Meek a little bit here. Oh, and Lissandra goes in on the Yasuo. Jarvan looking to get a gank off. Does not hit the flash on the flag and drag flash. Gonna slow him down with this red buff, and Yasuo is gonna have to flash out. It looks like it's a good, I mean, it's a quality gank because they do burn jungler for mid laner flash, which is definitely worth it. Karthus just as a full clear. We know how fast he can clear his jungle, especially those AoE camps. So he's gonna look to buy a little bit of an item here. He's gonna buy his Stalker's Blade. It looks like Renekton is getting poked down a little bit up in the top lane. It doesn't seem like he's gonna, actually GP is gonna come out with a little bit of a CS lead. Lissandra looks to be baiting towards this jungler. Good ward by the, I believe that was Karthus' ward. And Lissandra looking to go in, not going to find anything. Yasuo going to go back in, going to look to get the trade off. Can't find the Steel Tempest. And he's actually just going to get poked down by these minions. Almost dies to the minions. Almost dies to the minions.
Sorry about that. I was having some issues with my spectator client. But I should be back here.
Okay, pretty standard early game right now. Karthus just looking to help this Yasuo push out and get back. Lissandra just going to TP right back into the lane. Bot lane, not much happening down here. Oh, and a really good hook actually by the Nautilus. Going to look to get that flash out of Kai'Sa. Does get it out. Nautilus with the excellent dredge line out on this Kai'Sa. They can actually look to dive. Jarvan is coming by. He should be looking to path into that tri-brush, and Sivir just goes in, hits the auto attack, and Nautilus hits dredge line onto this Leona. They're gonna get Leona's flash. Leona has to get out of there. Gangplank winning his trade with on the top lane with this Renekton. Not how you usually see it, but with those minions, you know, he's going to be taking a lot of minion damage. And Karthus so far has not done anything like we had said, but you just want this Karthus to scale up, want to see him get his first item so he can do a lot of damage and also get that level 6 power spike. Now they're going to look to get this Infernal Drake, it looks like. And this is just going to go the way of Aaron and the boys. And so far they have executed very well on their early game prowess. That ward is coming out from Yasuo, and that's actually a really good ward usually, but with that with that pink ward in there, he's just not going to be able to keep it. Look to hit that.
I see a lot of early aggression coming up from this Jarvan on the side of Aaron and the boys, looking to build up our early lead for his team.
Okay, and it just looks like it's pretty standard so far. Was a really good gank by the Sivir. And it looks like Lissandra's just going to look to get this cleared out a little bit. Going to place down a control ward inside of the tri-brush. Nautilus does. He's going to place down another ward. He's going to keep walking up. Just going to get poked by the Kai'Sa W. They see Yasuo pushing out a little bit. Now, if we look at the CS differentials here, it's a slight lead in the bot lane for the Sivir and Nautilus, a slight lead for this Yasuo, and obviously Kai'Sa is looking, or Karthus is looking to get a little bit of a lead onto the Jarvan. Gangplank ult comes down. Gonna look to get this root maybe onto this. And actually, Renekton is already down here. This is actually gonna be really bad for the side of Aaron and the boys. A TP down from the Gangplank, looking to save his Sivir, not gonna save him. Jarvan falls to the Ignite. Gangplank just gonna get a few autos off on this Renekton. Renekton is huge right now. I would not step up if I was this Gangplank. And actually, that is a really good fight by Stand and Fight. They looked like they were well coordinated on that. And now this Yasuo is absolutely ahead of this Lissandra. Gangplank using his TP there, but also Renekton using his TP. And Gangplank is still down bot. Gonna get a little bit of poke down onto this Kai'Sa. Not much gonna happen outside of that. Ooh, and actually he almost kills her with that Q. I would have been surprised. With that parley, boys. And it looks like Kai'Sa and Leona are just gonna get that bottom lane back down into the bottom lane for for Aaron and the boys. And if we look at gold differences right now, you've got a little bit of a gold difference inside of the game. Almost 2K gold up for Stand and Fight right now. And Vicro doing okay. You know, lane swapping from support is not easy to go back into that mid lane, but he's doing a pretty decent job into this Yasuo. Yasuo going to look to get Still Tempest onto Lissandra, not going to find it. And some turret plays going the way of Aaron and the boys. Karthus is now way ahead of this Jarvan, actually almost 1.2k gold. So he makes up a lot of this gold lead right now. 1.2k coming out from the Karthus, and then about 1k coming out from this Yasuo. So that's where their gold leads are right now. We're going to see the top and jungle duo roam in, and then actually Yasuo is making it. But Nautilus goes in onto this Kai'Sa, going to find the dredge line, not going to find anything else. Kai'Sa goes back in, going to go with the R, going to hit the Qs, going to make sure that she can kill that Nautilus, and Nautilus does go down. Yasuo just looking to trade onto this Lissandra, and she was about to go down. And now, just a little bit of poking going on in the top lane, not too much. And Lissandra has to be very wary of this Yasuo. She will die to him if they try to trade. And Sivir actually still up in a little bit on the CS numbers, but definitely going to be falling behind here soon if she does not look to pick it up with this Nautilus. And Karthus actually being super sneaky. Shush, boys, I'm coming in for the gank. And it looks like he might drop him here. Nope, not gonna follow through with the dive. I think that they could have dove him there, but they did not want to follow through with it, which is a fine decision. Kai'Sa just pushing in bot lane, looking to get a little bit in. You can see the Jarvan is looking to invade. Not gonna find anything, my man. What I would really like to see out of this Jarvan right now is maybe getting some control ward vision down for his mid laner. Maybe looking to get a little bit of control for this mid laner as well. He's actually going to gank. It looks like they're just going to go. And for some reason, Yasuo goes back and just dies. I don't know what he was thinking with that flash. Should have just flashed backwards, honestly. You can't outplay Lissandra, boys. And it looks like Renekton is just going to make a slight trade. They're actually, Aaron and the boys are looking to get their second Infernal here. Good poke damage coming down. Lissandra looking to not take that E in. And it's actually going to be a team fight. And this looks like it could go the way of Aaron and the boys. Karthus doing a lot of damage right now. And it looks like actually Aaron and the boys are going to lose this trade. Karthus going to get 2 kills here. Not a single kill, actually. Wow, I'm surprised that Nautilus lived through that. His W must have done enough. And it looks like Lissandra just lives. I'm surprised, to tell you the truth. But he did get some Dark Harvest stacks from that. And trading down onto this Renekton. Renekton getting a little bit of turret place. That's good for him. And you can see this Yasuo is now up almost, well, basically he's up 30 CS at this point. But with her eating some of these minions, she's going to get back into this game a little bit. Oh, and going to miss the cannon, I think. That's so unfortunate. Karthus still is not up quite as much as he was, but they did get that Infernal Drake, which is good for the team gold. Difference is about 2.1k right now. And you can see Yasuo just making some good trade, hitting those Still Tempests on that Lissandra. Lissandra, you need to look to just trade out the lane. And it looks like Yasuo is going to actually take the last breath. Not going to get anything off of it. Jarvan needs to clear out this ward. And he's going to clear out another ward as well, which is good. Need to get this mid lane control for your mid laner, guys. Junglers, if you don't know, you need to get wards around your mid lane because that is the most notorious role for getting ganked and etc. It's not like this Karthus has been ganking either. He's just been making the difference in these team fights, which, you know, is obvious because Karthus can just stand in and E and things like that. But, you know, with this Jarvan not making too much happen in the early game, gonna have 2 kills, but he's not making too much happen right now. And just going to get some wards cleared out. Looks like he's going to go for the Tri-Brush ward as well. Nope. Just going to ward it and back off. Now, if we look at the itemization from this Renekton, go straight into Black Cleaver. Usually you like to see him go into Tiamat so he can shove this wave in and maybe keep the GP underneath his turret, but going to bypass that Tiamat for right now. And Karthus and Yasuo are currently doing the Rift Herald. Going to look to get Yasuo even further ahead, most likely. And they're going to lock it down. And it looks like the red side, Stand and Fight, are going to lock it down. And Marcus is currently having some technical difficulties, guys. So it looks like I'm going to be solo casting. No big deal. And just a little bit of a trade down from this Lissandra. Going to use the Aftershock. Going to make that a little bit of a win. And actually, Renekton ease away. Going to use that dice to run away. And I believe Gangplank saw Karthus. If he didn't, then that would be really unfortunate. Karthus looking to make a little bit happen in this top lane. Not going to get any plays with that Rift Herald anymore. I would like to see a sweeper come out on the side of Stand and Fight out of this Leona. Jarvan needs to back and buy some control wards maybe because he's not going to be able to clear out the wards like he should be. In this wave. All right, Yasuo gonna just trade off him right there. All right, so looking at our current game state, you've got about a 2k gold lead on the side of Stand and Fight. Not much happening, but it looks like Sivir's going to ult in, going to look to get this trade off onto this Yasuo. Yasuo using the Rift Sculler to try to get that, and he's just going to go down. Not able to get Still Tempest into last breath. Good spell shield there to deflect if he would have thrown it, and it looks like they're going to siege this mid lane and maybe get this turret. And Karthus not going to step up. Renekton looking to get a little bit of a trade down onto the GP. Just going to back up after that. Karthus is able to clear out this mid wave. And Karthus is now only up about a 1k gold lead onto this Jarvan. Overall, about a 1k, about a 1.7k gold lead for the side of SFG. And if you're looking at our game state right now, obviously you want to play through your Sivir if you are Aaron and the boys. I think that Sivir is going to be the strongest champion. And it looks like Kai'Sa is going to look to get this trade off onto this Nautilus. Not going to ult onto him because that would be really dangerous if you're going into that. And it looks like they just dropped Rift Herald mid for no reason. This isn't going to get anything out of it. And Renekton looking to get a little bit of a trade there. Cold a week definitely heals him up with that Conqueror stack. And it looks like Stand and Fight are going to get another dragon. And they have. Gangplank is in the danger zone right now. Renekton getting a lot of good trades off onto him. Good W there by the Lissandra. And like I said, you want to look to play through this Sivir right now. Get her out of this lane. And it looks like, actually, Nautilus is going to get that dredge line. They're going to look to stun up this Nautilus, and Nautilus is probably going to drop here just because of how Kai'Sa is just melting him down. Kai'Sa is actually going the Manamune build, and this is really aggressive out of this Lissandra. I don't think she wins this. Karthus is definitely up in CS on this Jarvan, but that's what you expect. And Karthus just chilling out in the bottom brush. They might... Nah, they won't be able to get a dive off on the Sivir, per se. And it looks like that... Actually, that's kind of bad. Sivir is not going to be able to clean up on any of that. Jarvan, you have made a mistake, my friend. And it looks like she's actually just going to get a trade-off onto the bottom. And whoop! That heal comes in clutch for Sivir. She lives through the Karthus ult. He was able to get assist onto the Nautilus, but wasn't able to get a kill down there. But he's now up 1.4k gold on this Jarvan. And top lane really has been an island for this GP. He's 0-0-0, no kill participation. He's going to get stunned up here. Not going to use the oranges yet. And this is actually a really bad situation for the Gangplank. Going to get out and going to get a little bit more stacks on that grasp. Now, the more that grass stacks up, the more he's going to get out of it because he's going to get more base health. It looks like they're going to go ahead and send Sivir mid. I would like to see them drop that bot turret first. But, you know, if they're not going to drop that bot turret, might as well just send her mid right now. Because you want Sivir to free farm the safest lane, which is always going to be your mid lane, especially in this situation. Aaron and the boys looking to mount a little bit of a comeback. Only down about 1k gold at this point. And maybe get this mid turret. Nope. Sivir just going to spell shield, look to get away from that Steel Tempest. And they're going to make a rotation to the bot lane. I like this rotation, actually, because their bot lane is still mid. They're going to be able to get this turret off of this rotation. I would like to see Jarvan maybe making the roam down with them. Yeah, I would like to see Jarvan making that roam down with them. Ooh, and GP gets the R upgrade. Sivir should be able to drop this turret. Just a few more autos. Nope. Not going to drop it. Kai'Sa does a lot of damage. And Kai'Sa looking to drop this Sivir. Going to get caught by the dredge line. And actually, Nautilus is going to turn this around for his team. Sivir just needs to go in. Sivir, walk up, walk up, walk up, Sivir. Okay, and now you've got Renekton getting rooted up. Leona going to get caught by the R, the Cataclysm by Jarvan, and it looks like a triple kill on this Sivir. This is what I mean. You want to get this Sivir as big as possible, and it looks like Yasuo is actually just going to split push mid, not going to look to make anything else happen. Karthus is now up top covering for this Renekton. It doesn't look like they're going to try to protect their bot lane. Going to look to trade off with the mid lane with the bot lane. And I believe Yasuo does drop that turret, but they will lose their bottom side tier 2. Now, if you look at the towers, I think that the side of Stand Fight come out on top a little bit. It definitely frees up a lot of that map whenever you have that turret down. Now, to make this fair for Aaron and the boys, they do have a very fed Sivir, but you also have to look at it like this. If your Sivir is the most fed right now, you want to keep her alive and you want to keep her in the mid lane, but for some reason they're sending her up top. Maybe gonna look to get this top turret. I mean, it's a decent lane swap, but I would more so look to just put her mid lane so they can drop the low turret and then maybe make their way up here. But they're gonna make a call for it, and it seems like Karthus is gonna have his back delayed because of this. Current game state, we've only got about a 1k gold lead on the side of SFG, and that is mostly just because of early kills and then also 2 dragons going their way. And they're going to look to just dive this Karthus. Not a bad idea. And actually, Sivir gets to shut down. Sivir is absolutely gigantic right now. Just going to spell shield the R. Good look. Yasuo going to maybe look to shut down this Sivir. I don't believe Yasuo is going to be able to pull this off. And he's not going to be able to pull this off. Leona is all alone. Maybe going to look to get a kill onto the Nautilus. She's going to find the kill onto the Nautilus, but she's going to drop to Sivir. And really good job by that Jarvan to show self-control. Going to give that kill back over to the Sivir. GP did not use ult there, but he did not have to. GP split pushing onto this turret. He's actually going to become a menace if they allow him to keep doing this. GP has actually amassed so much gold from just split pushing. Yeah, he's actually up on Renekton right now. even though Renekton is 2-1-2, just because of how GP has been getting his gold. And they're going to drop the mid lane turret. Game state right now, guys. Sivir is now up almost 4k gold, or actually she is up 4k gold on this Kai'Sa. You want to play through Sivir, you want to keep getting her more fed, you know, these team fights, and I don't think there is a way for SFG to get back into this game. Aaron and the boys have a superior comp right now for the situation that they're in, but we will see. You know, SFG does have a little bit of a chance to maybe make the comeback if Aaron and the boys make a mistake, which could be right here. Nautilus is going to get caught out a little bit. Has dice left, but they're going to be there. Sivir's actually there. She's going to look to do a lot of damage onto that. Not going to find any kills, but the Nautilus does get caught out, and he's actually accounted for 6 of their 11 deaths, of their 10 deaths, my bad. And it looks like just another Drake going to go over to the side of SFG. They've done a good job of keeping these... They've actually done a really good job of keeping these dragons in control. And GP splitting onto the top lane. They've got quite a few members of Aaron and the boys up here to help this GP out. All right, Yasuo probably not going to look to get anything else off of that. Rotating up top lane is the SFG team. And this GP is definitely being a menace right now. You know, answering GP into the split push is a little bit hard just because of how mobile he actually is with these barrels. If he sets up defensive barrels, it's almost impossible to catch him because he can just get out of any CC that you throw at him with those oranges, and then also be faster than you with the barrels. And you can see he's just going to keep up this onslaught. He's going to keep Yasuo away, which isn't good for the side of SFG. They want as many members as they can get to try to make these team fights go their way. And it looks like Kai'Sa has just now finished her Gwensu's, which is not a bad item. Now, the reason Kai'Sa's go, and to open up the discussion a little bit on this, and it looks like they're just going to get out, okay? GP going to look to get a little bit of a trade. He might actually just kill Yasuo here. Yasuo just goes down to the GP 1v1. That's not good for the side of SFG. And the Karthus ult coming out, I don't think it's going to kill. It does not. And it actually procs the Runic Echoes onto Sivir. So he loses out a little bit of that damage. Lissandra making a little bit of a split push. Just going to shove in the bot wave, clear out some warding. And actually, the side of Aaron and the boys are going to go ahead and start this Baron. Now remember, with the Jarvan flag being down, this Sivir gets off a lot of auto attacks per second. Nice stun coming out from the Leona, not going to find anything. And actually a late smite by that Jarvan. Would have liked to seen him smite more towards that higher health mark. Current game state, Sivir is absolutely gigantic, and Kai'Sa really needs to finish her Muramana soon. Looking at currently about 615 stacks, needs to finish this off, because if she does not, she's not going to be able to keep up with the Sivir as far as damage goes. Basically protect the Sivir comp right now, and they've got the perfect team comp to do it. You've got Lissandra, you've got Nautilus, and you've got Jarvan. They will be able to keep this. They will be able to keep almost anything off of this Sivir at this point. Sivir dancing in the mid lane for us. And I don't know about this Renekton going for that null magic mantle. I don't think that Lissandra does enough damage to drop him. And you can see now they're actually doing a perfect play with Sivir, where they just continuously push in this mid lane with Sivir, allowing her to pick up multiple waves and also get a lot of CS. And it looks like Nautilus is going to go in, going to hit the dredge line. And Azanias comes out. Actually, Sivir is going to get gone on by this Yasuo. Needs to get away from the Yasuo. Going to find a way out. Big shutdown going to the Kai'Sa, but it looks like this team fight might go into the favor of. And Jarvan goes back in, not going to find anything, but GP is here to try to clean up on this team fight. And Jarvan going to look to get away from this Renekton. Renekton going to find the kills. Karthus is still up, going to be able to lay down some DPS gonna have to run away now, or else this GP will kill him. And he is gonna get away, but Lissandra finds the kill. Gonna come down with an ult, and will it pick up one kill? Yes, it will. It picked up the kill onto the Lissandra. And GP is just gonna back maybe. Well, he's just gonna push one more wave, it looks like. Just like in solo queue, boys. Just one more wave, guys. Just one more wave, please. Misses the cannon. Unfortunate ping's missing on it even. So now if you're looking at it, Kai'Sa actually finishes her Gnasher's Tooth off of that, which is going to get her E evolve. But Sivir still did get a few kills there. Going to pick up the PD. Going to be able to live a little bit longer inside of these team fights with that shield that it does offer. All right, pretty standard. Karthus is looking like a little bit of an issue in these team fights. Definitely did carry that team fight there. Yasuo getting onto that Sivir is not a good thing at all. They need to look to peel for this Sivir. You know, the engage by Nautilus is fine, but you need to peel for this Sivir right now. She is pretty much all of your damage. If GP cannot get there in time, then you guys are looking at a pretty bad fight if you are not able to keep this Sivir inside of the fight. The good thing about Sivir, though, is that she can just press W and stay inside of the fight, even if she is far away from the fight. Cold Meek just going to farm up some minions. GP is going to answer this. GP is actually level 17. Wow. He's going to look to trade. Serix Gage popped on the Renekton. Renekton just going to back up. And it looks like they're just death balling with this Kai'Sa, or with this Sivir. Going to go in on this Yasuo. Yasuo should drop here. And a TP behind them. Let's see if they go back onto this Renekton, and they will. Dredgeline gonna miss, but the Nautilus is gonna press R. He's gonna miss this. He's gonna miss the dash over the wall, and unfortunately gonna drop because of that. And adjustment is absolutely huge. And like we highlighted before this game, adjustment is definitely a very strong player inside of this league. Aaron and the boys looking to pick up their third win of the season, and actually, this is gonna be them going 3-0 if they do pick this up. I have to reiterate, they did take another spot, and they were ranked in our middle of the pack, but they're looking to make a statement here, looking to get their name made. And Lissandra not going to take that E in. GP looking to just split up, going to poke out that Karthus a little bit, going to dissuade him from joining in any team fights. Karthus misses the Dreadline from the Nautilus, but almost dropping the Sivir. The Sivir almost kills the Kai'Sa there with her W, or with her Q, my bad. Boomerang throw. Oh wait, that's not. I'm sorry, guys. All right, just gonna clear out the jungle a little bit. Anytime that you do run into the situation where you are backing, or you are running away inside of the jungle of the enemy, always look to pick up their jungle camps. This is going to put enemy jungler behind further, and even though this Karthus is pretty farmed up, he's not making a big difference right now because of just how these team fights are going. He's not able to get near these team fights because he is split pushing. They're allowing him to pick up these side waves. I would like to see Yasuo push into the 1-3-1, maybe go to the bot side, or maybe send Renekton down there, but you need somebody to split push. Even though you do not have the TPs, you aren't going to win these team fights unless you get super lucky against this team. And Sivir actually roaming down into the Yasuo, looking to almost roam down into the Yasuo. She does have this tier 1 turret, and it looks like the only turrets that have been taken was off of that early game trade by the Yasuo. And I do enjoy the game state here for Aaron and the boys. I cannot stop reiterating, but this Sivir is absolutely gigantic. She needs to stay alive in these team fights, and if you don't keep her alive, please make sure she does enough damage so that GP can come in and clean up. Now, the way that SFG can get back into this game is if they blow up that Sivir, they look to just trade back, and this might be one of those situations where the Sivir is out of this fight right now. Currently, she's out of the fight. Nautilus just going to flash over into the Baron Pit. Doesn't want to mess with that, but does want to pay a visit to our purple friend. Not Thanos, by the way. This guy does not have Infinity Gauntlets. He will not snap away half of the universe. And they're going to look to get this Baron here, which is a decent enough call. I don't know if that's warded or not. And a little bit of a trade going on in the bot lane. GP gonna look to try to kill this, maybe. And Aaron and the boys just gonna have to back off. Very good Baron dance, making them come see. And now they get a back off for free, while SFG have to clear this mid wave, have to clear that top wave, and have to deal with this GP, because this GP is now out pushing this Renekton. I'm just gonna clear out a little bit of wards. This Jarvan is. He's pretty much full build already, guys. He's got a GA, he's got a Black Cleaver, and he's got a Warrior. He's basically full build at this point. You can see him itemizing to try to stop this Karthus from doing a lot of damage. It looks like Kai'Sa's actually going for Rabadons, if I have to guess. And Kai'Sa does have a finished Muramana at this point. Renekton just going to get a little bit of a trade down. I would like to see him maybe pick up a GA, so that if he does fight this GP, he has more chance to win it, because he'll get those resistances and he'll also have that revive. Lissandra is right here. They're not going to look to trade in. They actually could have just collapsed there. This was, seems like a little bit of miscommunication. They shoved the mid lane in. Sivir can melt Baron right now. She face checks with that Q, not going to do anything with it, which is a good idea. And it seems they're just going to poke that Baron and make sure that it's not being done right now. Lissandra going to clear a ward and maybe push in that top wave again. This is actually really good wave management by the team of Aaron and the boys. And you can see this GP is just going to starve out this Karthus even more. Karthus has been eating a lot of waves for this team, and they're just going to do the Mountain Drake. And this is late game, guys, so that Mountain Drake is actually super valuable. It just helps them melt this Baron even faster. And it looks like Renekton's just going to take a little slight trade. Sivir going to go and head and ult onto this Renekton. Renekton is absolutely big, but Sivir is going to go ahead and keep going. She is tanking, which is dangerous. Jarvan going to make sure that he gets that flag and drag off onto this Leona. They're going to drop the Leona. It looks like Yasuo is just going to try to trade off onto this Lissandra. And they currently have 2 top. They need to get both of those players back. And it looks like Yasuo is just going to stay to try to push in this top wave. Kai'Sa and Karthus are back to clear, which, is basically all of their wave clear right now. If we look at the situation now, Aaron and the boys have definitely done what we said they would. This team of SFG were on a little bit of a timer as far as the split push and things like that go, and it looks like this GP is just taking full advantage. And they're going to go ahead and melt this. It looks like somebody was calling for this and somebody else was not. And the heal coming out from Sivir. And Kai'Sa actually goes in. She tried to steal it. She might have been able to get it. And it looks like Jarvan's just going to go in. Going to go ahead and kill that with the Cataclysm. And whoo! That's a lot of damage from the barrels. And it looks like GP is looking to continue going. He's going to back off because that Karthus did hit Q. And just a little bit off on that R. Not going to find any victims right now. Sivir's Phantom Dancer did pop. And Kai'Sa is sitting on 2 large rods right now. Definitely looking to go for that. Rabs. And Renekton is currently sitting on a Kindle Gem. So right now we're just looking to reset. Not going to do much. Sivir's absolutely melting camps right now. She should be doing those Raptors even. Kai'Sa just looking to stay in this game. She has every single thing evolved right now. She's doing a lot of damage. Trust me, this Kai'Sa can definitely kill this Sivir. She just needs the right team fight. They are wave clearing. GP is going top to try to push that in. Supers are pushing in the bot lane. I like this decision by Aaron and the boys. Gonna have the Yasuo match the GP. I do not know about this. Yasuo cannot match that GP right now. And they're gonna look to run backwards. Sivir pops ult to try to get away. Yasuo is definitely gonna die here to this GP. And it looks like GP is actually just gonna go ahead and kill this Kai'Sa as well. Kai'Sa goes down. Nautilus just going to hit R onto that, and Dredgeline onto the Leona, going to find her, and Karthus is dead here. Karthus is definitely dead to rights. Renekton is going to go down, and this looks like to be an ace and the game for for Aaron and the boys. GG to Stand and Fight Gaming. They were on a timer, and Aaron and the boys definitely with a strong showing here. Especially Adjustment. Gonna get the MVP from me in that game. I think that he did a great job. I think that Adjustment did a wonderful job. He did what he needed to do. He got in there. He made the difference with these games. And you know what? I'm actually very excited to see our next game coming up. And again, I'm sorry, guys. Marcus is having some technical difficulties, so I am solo casting right now, but we are making it work. Now, looking to head into our next streamed game, we have Run It Back, same teams, and Team Aquila versus each other. Looking at a few of these charts here and looking at everything, you do realize how big this GP got, how big the silver got. And, it was just impossible for them to come back. They were not ever going to be able to win any fights like that just with those two members alone. The Jarvan adding a little bit of damage into fights, Karthus being the most farmed up person on the side of Stand and Fight, it would be hard to win with that team comp. And, I don't like the Yasuo pick. I think that the Karthus pick is fine in this game, but you definitely need another AP threat, maybe into the mid lane. But real quick, we're going to take a short intermission before we go ahead and get into this next game. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching, and we will be back with Run It Back, same teams, and Team Aquila.